So this is my trip to Finch Restoration. I think that's what it was. I've forgotten already. This was yesterday. My memory's not the best. So this is a Finch Restoration tour. The first half is the garage sort of tour, and then the small second half is paint and panel beating, I think. So yeah, enjoy. I'm just helping set up.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, we'll see when you get.
I came like an hour early, so I'm just helping. That's a huge license plate.
Sorry, I was just going to say, another Peter Wheeler. Yeah. We get the same for who's in the pack. Oh, right, yeah. I don't check out Peter Wheeler, no. Yeah. No, I know him, yeah. I've met the other. Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, right.
So I came early to this thing in Mount Barker, like an hour early because I got the time wrong. And because I came in early, they let me park my bike in their private parking with McLarens and stuff. It doesn't really fit in. Here's where the normal people are parking. When I mean normal, I mean special cars. Well, I probably shouldn't start filming because knowing my luck, more cars will start to turn up. But here's some of the cars that I bring to this Mount Barker thing. Look, a freaking Lancia Delta. Like, are you serious? What a car. I'll spend 30 seconds looking at this. Like, wow. So I got this old school Rolls Royce. I don't really know much about it. Nor does it interest me, but there it is. Yeah, I presume it's a genuine Evo 5? 6? 5. I thought it was a 5. It didn't have the fucking fog lights. A genuine Evo 5. Tell you what, it is a nice looking car for an Evo. Yep, there you go. Tell you what, it does look nice. Even though I love my CVs, that looks gorgeous. But give me the Lancia. Oh, wow. There's the Porsches. I love these cars, sick of seeing them. It's an i20N, an N series. Hundreds of them. They are good for what they are though. God, they're getting uglier. And a Sirocco. Now this is a beautiful hatchback. Oh. Wow. That's a hatchback. Another N series. Anyway, that's 30 seconds I guess. But what a beautiful, beautiful car. Maybe I'll spend another 30 seconds looking at this. Wow. Anyway, there's also this Renault Trophy R, so I presume it's top of the range. Never seen one with that scoop before. A very cute four-wheel drive. I don't know what it is. It's got an old motorbike on the back. I wonder if it works or if it's just a showpiece. Oh, it's a Land Rover.
Yeah, but inside the
I don't know what this is. An L360, I guess. Some road legal racing car. Jeez. Have a look at that. I guess it's got no doors. I guess you just jump in it. I don't know what this is. A Jensen. There you go, to whoever knows what the hell a Jensen is. There is a Jensen. Next to a Mazda RX-7 Sprint Type R. Still though, look at this Jensen. What a window. Have a look at that Jensen. So unique, tell you that. Don't like the rims. And then you got a JDM RX-7. It is a beautiful car though. I'll give you that. That is a beautiful car. Look at the rims. Mazda made some beautiful standard rims. They look great in yellow.
Thank you. Program is real estate. When we bought the business, we had 550 square metres of workshops. We now have 3,500 square metres of workshops. We started with 4 employees, now we've got about 28. So it's about 7-fold increase in the number of people that real estate. So it's quite a significant employee. We also are an export for the state, both intrastate work and also. My name is Peter Roberts. With my wife, we're the owners of Finch Restorations. We bought the business in 2014. We're the 4th owners of Finch. Finch was originally established by Ray Finch in 1965 in Mount Gambier. Then he moved to Adelaide Hills about 1988. His first employee still works with us, so it's not at work today. I'm actually an engineer myself. I've actually come from shipbuilding. I've been working on 28 miles Cowley, and this is a local car. The owner of this car is a collector, and we find that we have 3 different types of customers. Collectors represent about 30% of the projects, and I would imagine that some of these are collector vehicles as well. We also have heirlooms. That lovely coloured, blue ratwood coloured Studebaker is an heirloom, about 40%. A very popular vehicle. That's a local vehicle. We've got 2 more vehicles in storage for in particular, this 1928 Studebaker Commander. This car came from a farm 400 kilometres east of owner. He's about 65. It was his grandfather's car, so that's an heirloom. And the other category is boys' toys. Now, certainly the Corvettes might be boys and girls' toys, I should say as well. We do have a growing clientele, female clientele as well. But there's certainly a boys' toy at the workshop behind you. I'll point that one out there. Corner. A car like this Studebaker, that takes 1 car space, which requires enough room to work around it. When you take the body off the chassis, you've already got 2 car spaces. When you then pull the vehicles apart, we estimate that roughly it takes 4 car spaces. And I'm not talking about just the footprint of the car, I'm talking about a reasonable type area. So whenever a car's pulled apart, it really takes 4 times as much volume as a car was. And it would cover the vehicle, load up into the truck. This is a lovely, very sophisticated vehicle. You'll see what I like. It touches next one over, this is 65, I think it is, Daimler 250, which is really the sibling to the Jaguar Mark II. So this is someone's gone through this one, they've marked up all the defects. This is a remarkably good condition car for a 57-year-old car. The owner of this car is really done this well. So, the last one was just on the way through, you've just come past, Scott, what used your BSA?
39.
39 BSA motorcycle, a 1929 Harley Davidson, that's ready to be reassembled. Scott will be studying on that in the near future. And over here, the 1920 HT Monaro, that's in advance of the 250, the Daimler 250. That also goes through the same process. This car, by comparison, we thought that the owner was nuts to be restoring this car because it looked so good. It looked pristine. But soon we found that.
So this car I'm going to show you is actually from Florida, and for some reason the guy from Florida sent it down to South Australia to get it restored. I guess they're just good at what they do. So here is the Florida car, and the engine is a mock-up engine. Their real engine was in another area. I think I might have got it on camera when I first entered, maybe, I'm not sure.
SS100, which is also going to be supercharged. In our timber shop, which is down the road, we built the timber body in our timber shop. It's been skinned here. Over here, we've used the original Jaguar drawings are on the wall over there. So this is the jig we've used for actually manufacturing the rails. It cost $250,000 to do the tolling up to stamp these ones. So we're using CAD to 3D model the chassis, and then we're folding up the flanges to manufacture these. So it's a very labour-intensive way of doing it. We've also made some mandrels here because, as you can see, the rear end of the chassis, it's a very compound. It actually curves in 3 axes at the same time to make the chassis rails. And then this is the jig that we use to manufacture the chassis together. So all the cross members all have to be manufactured the same crucibles, castings, all the parts basically have to be made from scratch. This coming week, this car will now be hot riveted and welded as it was done in 1937. It's like 100.
You can't see Jack or hear Jack at this part of the tour, but basically this part of the tour is just the CAD design or whatever it is, where they 3D scan. As an example, they go on about a supercharger on the table. They 3D scan the supercharger and then transfer it to the computer and, I don't know, design stuff from it. So yeah, this part is probably the least enjoyable because I didn't get good footage of it.
That was the original. We CNC scanned that, then we scanned it, then we CNC machined it as a plastic part just to validate the shape, and then we had an aluminium one made which will actually be chrome. So we can make those, I guess, anytime now because we've got a program. So The investment we've made in actually getting that program done and scanning means that we can manufacture more of them. Similarly, we've got the Rolls.
Card is pretty cool. It's got all World War II vehicles, a few vehicles that they want gone. The people are using them as like a storage, as storage, and they don't want them there. I don't know how to explain it, but there was like this. It's sort of just a storage place. So there's a few World War II, a few Dodgers, a Fiat Dino, which I thought, what the fuck's a Fiat Dino? I don't know what it is. It can't be a Ferrari Dino, can it? I don't know, but there's a few cars there. Also, I will have a picture of a weird Dodge emblem, and there's an eyesight in the middle of it. I asked them what that eyesight was for, and it's actually legit a temperature gauge for the radiator or whatever. And when you're driving, even though it's a tiny eyesight, apparently it's enough for you to see the temperature. So that's interesting. Oh, this place smells funny. What's that smell? Wow.
As like you mentioned, this is actually used to be a large wholesale butcher's premises as well as 5 minutes.
Radiator, jigs for doing the fenders in the front yards. So, probably an early attempt at doing the front yard, I believe. I think we've refined it a little bit better than that. As you can see with the rear guard over there, it's a little bit nearer to our. Welcome all, my name's Andrew, I'm paint and panel supervisor at Finch Restorations. So this is our timber and in Victoria, I believe. He sent us a chassis running here, engine, etc. That fuel cells is as well. I believe the timber work I'm not 100% sure on that, to be honest, but this is our sheet metal work over the top, and we're doing obviously you see here a substitute to the original, which would have been ash from Great Britain. The supplies of ash were depleted around the Second World War, so we think a lot of hurricanes were probably built in that time. They're using a lot of those trees, so that timber isn't available. But the trade-off is that we've got a lighter and stronger replacement in the work. So this over here is the jig for doing the timber work.
This is the paint shop tour, by the way.
Colin's he's does a lot of the aluminium shaping actually, and Colin's going to create this partway through building an aluminium body for Cobra.
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple of them. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Definitely.
Oh my god. Wow. GT40. Wow.
So as they say, when it rains it pours. We never had any composite body vehicles here at Finch until probably the better half of last year. Later half. So as you would have seen up the road, we've got a Trio Corvette.